What's up, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name's Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're breaking down all of the latest updates when it comes to Cardano. First things first, we've got updates about the agenda and the timing and just the overall schedule for the upcoming RareEvo event. If you're not aware, this will be taking place at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas between August 15th through the 17th. I'll be there in attendance. Looking forward to meeting you guys out there from the community. Second, we've got IOG, including Charles, JJ Seiler, Chief of Staff, making their way around Argentina. So I'm going to break down exactly who they've been meeting in preparation of the official Cardano Constitution, which will be taking place at the UTN, or the Technological University in Buenos Aires. Now, in addition, we've got some updates surrounding World Mobile. We're expecting some big updates about batch number 2 for AirNote sales, which should be a lot faster to get up and running, a lot cheaper, and a lot more accessible. So again, stick around for updates when it comes to that. Now, after that little bit of news, I do want to quickly highlight some great work that's been done here by a fellow content creator, Kaizen Crypto, who's been able to take his jewelry or his hardware and begin to actually provide that to wholesalers. So I want to highlight some of that positive news there as well. Now, after that, we've got the conclusion of the NMaker hosted hackathon taking place in Berlin. And we've got a winner from the Gero team, and I want to highlight exactly what their solution entails. And it's really interesting because this focuses on a zero knowledge fiat, where you're able to interact with a bank and a blockchain without any party ever knowing your full identity except for yourself. So a really interesting bit there to highlight. Now, after that, we've got NuFi introducing a brand new feature, which will allow for MetaMask wallets to connect to Cardano dApps, and then quickly integrating or building a Cardano-based wallet to allow for them to interact with the broader ecosystem. So again, there's a nice little demo there highlighting exactly what's possible and what the future holds for interoperability. Now, as we get closer to the end of today's video, I want to briefly provide an update surrounding Nuvola, staking for Cardano nodes, and then the cornucopias game in their nodes, which there's one more day left to go ahead and register for. Last but definitely not least, we've got a pretty big update here surrounding Iagon. I want to highlight one of their latest nodes to go up, and then I want to just take a look at the overall network, seeing how many subscriptions they currently have, how it's grown, and exactly what we can expect, especially at RareEvo, where they're going to be displaying Cyclone, a brand new bit of hardware to allow for you to quickly, seamlessly integrate into their sharing economy. Now, if it's your first time seeing me here, Fareed at Dapp Central, my goal is to provide you in the growing blockchain and Cardano community with all of the latest news, highlights, and tutorials for all the builders here. If you appreciate content like this, I ask that you gently please tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave a comment down below. Now, if you're a huge supporter and you want to take things a step further, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool. I am a single stake pool operator, and that is stake pool ticker DAPP. Now, by delegating to the stake pool, you'll earn your traditional ADA rewards, which you can earn by staking or delegating to any other stake pool. But in addition to that, because the Dapp Central stake pool is a partner pool for 3 separate ISPOs, you'll also be earning the Matera utility token, the Tokyo utility token, as well as the Sarah utility token. Now that we've got the introductions out of the way, we're going to be running through a lot of these updates. First, we've got a RareEvo, a blockchain-based event. Beautiful view here from Caesars Palace. This is the balcony for the VIP party. I'll definitely be there at the Omnia Hotel. And jumping back here, of course, we've got IOG, ICP, Thorchain, Emergo, the Cardano Foundation, the Algorand Foundation, the Intersect MBO, Project Catalyst, the Brave browser, Iagon, SNEC, World Mobile, MintSwap. Again, all of the biggest projects are showing up here. I've had Rand and Wes here on the channel. I'm going to release an interview actually in the next 24 hours or so. But they basically highlighted that so far for this event, they've at least sold 5x the amount from last year. So this is going to be a huge event and definitely one that you don't want to miss if you're able to get to it. Now, jumping over here, we've got the release of the official agenda. So if you're trying to figure out who's speaking where, at what time, this is all officially now live. Links will be left down below. That's the first bit of news there. Next, we've got updates surrounding Charles and his crew touching down in Argentina. Now, if you missed the big news, this was about a month and a half ago with the Cardano Foundation partnering up with the governor of the province of Entre Rios. Now, again, we haven't seen anything come out specifically about the details of this partnership, but this was just the very beginning of Cardano being very welcomed in Argentina. Right after that, we saw the fact that the UTN, or the National Technological University of Argentina, was basically going to be opening up their doors to host Cardano or blockchain developer based courses. Now, we've just had the first cohort of developers that have graduated, with Charles actually sitting down and actually speaking at the graduation. I'll be able to share a picture in just a moment. Now, why am I actually bringing all of this up? Well, we've got the upcoming Cardano Constitutional Convention, which will be taking place in December in Argentina. We don't have a specific date. I've seen a lot of comments in my videos asking about when will this actually take place. We don't have a specific date just yet. Again, keep in mind that a lot of this chain upgrade relies on how quickly the community actually upgrades their nodes, as well as centralized exchanges. We've got wallets, tooling. A lot of these things have to upgrade before we can actually have chain take effect. And then after chain take effect takes effect, then we're able to go ahead and either approve or deny the constitution. Now, that said, Charles is, again, on the ground, laying down the foundation, shaking hands, kissing babies, whatever you want to say. But we have him here talking with Jorge Macri, the chief of government of Buenos Aires. We've also got him meeting with the Argentinian Minister of Foreign Affairs. And that's not it. We've got an additional one where he's sitting down with the dean of the UBA, or the University of Buenos Aires, where the actual constitution or the Constitutional Convention will be held at. Now, I want to take a moment to just give a huge shout out here to Mauro Andrioli from the Latin American community. Him, Lucas, there's a few other gentlemen here. I can't get everybody's name, but shout out to them for welcoming Charles into their home country, showing him the roads, and basically setting up a lot of the conversations for Charles. So huge shout out and congrats to them. Now, moving over, we've got Charles here again and his crew at the University of Buenos Aires. And then last but not least here, we've got Charles attending another university, or the UTN, which I mentioned earlier, which was having their first ever graduation for developers that had taken that Cardano-based class. So, I think it's pretty clear here. There's a huge investment being made within Argentina right now. We don't have a lot necessarily going on in terms of specifics, but it seems like due to how much time, effort, and just resources have gone into Argentina, that IOG, Cardano, or the Cardano Foundation, Charles, they're really looking for something massive to materialize. I've mentioned this before. All it takes is for one nation state to say, hey, we're going to adopt Cardano. And then before you know it, we begin to have a snowball effect. So really good to see that there. Again, we've got governance on the heels. We've got the chain hard fork coming up. I've released content not too long ago breaking down the chain hard fork. Make sure to check that out in order to stay updated. Next, we've got updates surrounding a world mobile. So jumping right back in here, it states a new frontier awaits. There's going to be some big information dropping on the 31st of July. Right now, it's the 30th as I'm shooting this. And we've also got an upcoming community update space taking place tomorrow, July 31st at 1500 UTC. You can definitely make sure to tune in. If you do so, you're going to be getting a ton of alpha. The World Mobile team does not skimp on these calls. We hear from Mickey. We hear from Gregory Gottlieb. We hear from James Tagg. We hear from Mike. Antonio. Literally, you hear from the entire team. You can ask questions as well. And we typically get a lot of breaking news. So I think we're going to be getting some details about batch number 2, exactly what price range we can expect, which I believe should be a lot lower, anywhere between $1,000 to $15,000, compared to batch 1, which started at a minimum of $10,000 all the way to $100,000. So make sure to go ahead and tune in for that. Again, I've got to pick up the pace here. There's a lot more updates to walk through. But if you're enjoying today's video so far, I would really appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Again, if you want to take your support a step further, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central Stake Pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Moving right on over, shout out to Kaizen Crypto. So I think he put in a catalyst proposal. This was about maybe a year ago now, to basically bring a bit of hardware a Cardano ring to the masses. And so here he's basically highlighting the delivery of their limited edition Cardano rings. And he's excited, right, to be creating RWAs, which includes actual fine jewelry. So I believe there's actual gold and silver in these rings, and somehow they are tied back into the blockchain network or the blockchain ecosystem. So really, really cool. Huge shout out to Kaizen. He's been a big contributor here, an OG when it comes to content creation, and to see him venturing out as a builder now, right, is very, very inspiring for myself as a content creator. And it really goes to show, in this space, you can make of it whatever you want. If we head over to CardanoFineJewelry.com, you can actually see or browse the existing collection. So as you guys can see there, this is going for about $4,000, which includes 18K or 18 karat gold with blue sapphires. Very, very interesting. Again, interesting use case that I personally didn't expect, especially from somebody like Kaizen. Next, we've got the ZkFiat update. Now, I mentioned this before. We saw the NMaker team led by Patrick Tobler hosting a Cardano-based hackathon for developers taking place in Berlin. And following that event, not only did we get awesome turnout, which as you guys can see here, there's quite a huge group of people there, all from the Cardano community. We actually saw the Gero wallet landing #1 when it came to the hackathon proposals or the hackathon ideas. Now, the actual idea that won is labeled as ZkFiat. I'm going to be reaching out to Adam from the Gero team to see if I can get him on here for a fully dedicated interview highlighting exactly what this actually does. But in a nutshell, if you take a look at just how banking and how the crypto onboarding process works right now, you have your own identity, right? But you have to share that with the bank. You have to KYC. And then once you KYC, you're then able to do whatever you want, send or receive, transfer in, transfer out, that kind of thing. Now, once you KYC with the bank, that bank basically has access to your information and then anything else that you might be doing as well, right? So here on the left-hand side, we've got the KYC process. And then again, what the bank can see in terms of your personal data or your personal transactions once you've KYC'd with them. This is where ZkFiat comes in. Again, I'm going to keep this relatively simple. But here we've got a user who receives KYC proofs or a proof of KYC from the actual bank. The bank will then hold whatever key to be able to verify that particular proof. So the user has one bit of information there, and then the bank has one piece of information there. And then we have the actual wallet, which does not have the KYC info, and the wallet itself cannot also verify the actual proof. So in this particular instance, the bank has a bit of information, so does the user. However, the wallet does not have any of that KYC information, therefore not necessarily knowing who, right, is using the wallet. Next, we've got the user who receives a user ID from the bank. And then we also have the wallet, which will also receive the user ID from the bank, and that will also generate a bank ID for the user. Now, the bank itself doesn't know the user ID, nor does it know the bank ID in that they're related. So again, we've got sort of a separation of information here on these two columns between the wallet and the bank. And the user is the only person that's actually got all of the information at their control. So this basically stops the banks from knowing what you're doing after you deposit fiat into their system. And then this stops the wallet from understanding what bank you're associated to or what bank you're off-ramping into back into fiat. So again, really, really interesting proposition here. I would love to see something like this get funded through Project Catalyst. But again, I'm going to be sitting down with Adam hopefully soon to get an update from him to better understand exactly how this will function. Now, let's move over. Next, we've got a brief update surrounding NuFi and interoperability. NuFi is a multi-chain wallet. If you haven't heard of them before, you can basically open up the platform. You can create a brand new Cardano wallet. At the same exact time that you create that wallet, it also opens up a matching or a corresponding ETH address, Solana address, Polygon address. There's a few other blockchains that it supports where you're then able to sign in with that one Cardano wallet into their dashboard and then also quickly get access to any other of the networks that you may have assets on. Now, they're bringing out a brand new feature, which will be called MetaMask on Cardano through Snap. And I want to highlight exactly what this does. Now, what this basically allows for anybody coming in from the ETH ecosystem to do is connect to a Cardano-based app without necessarily having to download a Cardano-specific wallet. So they get the benefit of using MetaMask, which they're already familiar with. And we as the Cardano community get exposure to a huge, massive audience. Now, they've got a fully dedicated page here breaking down the documentation. but it states here that with Cardano wallet snap, a MetaMask user will now be able to start using Cardano dApps in under 10 seconds. And I'm going to play an impressive video here breaking down the actual process, which is literally takes about 10 seconds. Now it says here that the users navigate to a Cardano based app. They can then select to connect a MetaMask wallet if that's an option. Now from there, they'll basically be asked to sign a transaction within their MetaMask wallet to install the wallet snap directly within MetaMask. Now from there, they're then basically able to instantly transact with whatever dApp that they're connected to, whether that's a DEX, a DeFi protocol, a DePIN protocol, whatever the case is. At that point, they basically have their MetaMask wallet, and they now have a Cardano-based wallet. However, they don't have to go through the process of actually creating it, generating the seed phrases, etc. So really interesting feature here. Now I want to end this bit off here by actually playing a video breaking down the entire process. So this is the Wing Riders DEX there. They've clicked on the Connect Wallet. They've selected the MetaMask option. They're now prompted to sign the request to install the Wallet Snap plugin. That's now been accepted. The installation is now complete. And then right there on the left-hand side, they've got a Cardano wallet that's been immediately generated and associated with their MetaMask wallet. So keep that in mind. This is not the Ethereum network actually speaking with the Cardano network. It's just that MetaMask now has a built-in plugin to quickly generate a Cardano-based wallet, which is pretty seamless to allow for Ethereum users to have less of a heartache or less of a hard time actually adopting or interacting with Cardano-based apps. So let me know what you guys think about that one. As we get ready to wind down here, I've got a brief update surrounding Nuvola and the Cornucopias game. So Nuvola recently onboarded the Cornucopias game as one of their partners. And as a part of that, they've picked up, I think it's 110 nodes. So of the 110 nodes, as we can see here, they've already been claimed. They've earned already 25,000 of the COPI tokens. And what they're basically asking the community to do is verify your rewards. So again, Nuvola here really stepping it up. I'd love to get an update from Raul. Hopefully I can sit down with them at the upcoming RareEvo event in order to do that. Now, if you're a part of the Cornucopias community, keep in mind that 77% of all of the circulating file node NFTs have already been registered. And if you want to go ahead and actually earn your COPI tokens for the month of July, you have to register within the next 24 hours or before the end of the month of July. Last but not least here, we've got a very nice diagram breaking down the actual file node NFT process, where the Cornucopias game there at the very top pushes out a game build that's then broken down into separate chunks. Those chunks are sent to different nodes. And then we have different nodes basically putting together all of the different chunks that were broken up before and then feeding that back over to whoever's actually requesting to download the game. Hopefully that makes some sense there. I've had Rob and Josh here on the channel multiple times to break down the utility and the use cases for the file node NFTs and exactly what they're looking to do when it comes to revolutionizing downloads and game management, right, for large games, just like their Cornucopias game. Now, as we get ready to wind down today's update here, we've got one last piece surrounding Iagon, where it states that from Guido, a new Iagon node has been set up in Germany, labeled as Big D. That's gone live on July 27th with over 87,000 storage capacity. I assume that's in references to gigabytes, which is almost a petabyte or 100,000 of the gigabytes. So do keep that in mind. Now here it also highlights the fact that this particular machine or this node has 134 RAM. Just to put this into perspective, I think and again, that's gigs. My computer here has, I think it's 16 or 24 gigs of RAM. And that's pretty high for something like, a personal use machine. So to see something like this, which comes with almost 10x that amount, this tells me that somebody's put in a lot of time, a lot of money into this particular Iagon node. And we can see that there's roughly $44,000 worth of Iagon tokens locked in that particular node by the operator. So somebody's definitely very bullish on Iagon. Now, lastly here, we've got an update surrounding Cyclone, which is a dedicated piece of hardware being released by the Iagon team themselves in order to allow for people to quickly join their data sharing economy. And this actually offers a really unique opportunity because you can hot swap the hard drives associated with this. So there's 2 ports within Cyclone. They'll be showing this off at RareEvo. Again, I'll try to get some content about that. But you can basically hot swap your hard drives as soon as you want or as quickly as you want. in order to upgrade that storage. With a laptop like I have, it's very, very difficult to do so. It's not impossible, but it's not necessarily ideal. So with the Cyclone machine, it looks like that'll give you the ability to do that relatively quickly. Now, I believe it's going to be coming in at around $700 to $1,000 just based off of other competitors like they've listed here with that Synology DS723. Now here we've got the actual thread test where we've got 4 out of 16 threads from the Cyclone machine, which are currently running. And we can see that from a event per seconds perspective, this particular machine is extremely quick. So again, very technical here, but I want to be able to hopefully get some members from Iagon on the channel to talk about Cyclone, how we can get it, when we can expect for it to actually come out, and all of that good stuff. In closing, we have the Iagon network growing to 6.34 petabytes, which I believe is over 600,000 terabytes, or excuse me, 600,000 gigabytes. We have over 201 active subscriptions. We've got 168 websites hosted on Iagon. And then we can see here the unique cities where we have over 270 hosting nodes. We've got 489 nodes in total spread across 50 unique countries. So again, here, I'll leave the link to this platform down below if you guys want to check it out on your own. But this basically breaks down everything going on with the Iagon network. That will do it here for today's Cardano Scoop. A lot of talking here on my end. If you've somehow made it here to the very end, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. It's really one of the easiest ways here to support me as a content creator. And I appreciate you sticking with me all the way through. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And last but not least, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about any of the projects that I've discussed here as a part of today's video, then leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.